This is a marvellous tract of land, where the story of steel production has become a legend. It was here that ground was broken in 1970 to start a national defence project, China's first heavy plate plant. The plant was designed to produce special-purpose steel plate for ships' hulls, tanks and armoured vehicles. In 1978, China's first 4,200mm heavy plate mill was put into operation at this plant, creating a new chapter in the history of the Chinese heavy plate industry. This is Wuyang Steel, a subsidiary of Hebei Iron and Steel Group, HBIS. Wuyang Steel, the cradle of Chinese heavy plate steel, has become a legend in the development of China's heavy plate steel industry. Centering on its special steel products, Wuyang Steel has established two world-famous assembly lines of heavy plate over 4,000mm. The main facilities include three ultra-high-power electric arc furnaces, each with a capacity of 100 tons, one converter with a capacity of 120 tons, 11 liquid steel refining and vacuum degassing furnaces, 3 large slab casters, 3 electro-slag refining furnaces with a capacity of 50 tons, one 4,100mm and one 4,200mm heavy plate mill, 38 steel plate heat treatment furnaces, 9 ingot die steel lines, as well as a world-class R&D centre and a national physical and chemical inspection centre. Wuyang Steel has an annual production capacity of 5 million tons of steel and 3 million tons of heavy plate. Over the past 40 years, Wuyang Steel has firmly adhered to its goal of maintaining its position as a leading steel company, both at home and abroad. Its production is closely related to consumers' demands for high-end heavy plate, and it serves as a supplier to China's key projects and major technical equipment manufacture. The company's operational philosophy has always driven it to take the lead in steel production, help develop its unique corporate culture, and allowed it to set numerous records in the steel industry. Wuyang Steel currently has 13 series of steel products, covering over 300 types of plate, among which over 200 types are localized or compliant with internationally accepted standards. The plate made by Wuyang creates a new image of Chinese steel plate. A typical example is 4,200mm heavy plate mill. It's known as the merit mill of the Chinese steel industry because of its importance and everlasting contribution. Wuyang Steel, as a representative of the Chinese Steel Association, has formulated 5 national industrial standards, including the Standard for Steel Plate for Building Structures, Standard for Low Welding Crack Susceptibility Steel Plate, Standard for Heavy Plate for Oil and Gas Pipelines, Standard for Steel Plate with Through Thickness Characteristics, and Standard for High Strength Abrasion Resistant Steel Plate for Construction Machinery. Wuyang has received many awards for its contribution: the National May 1st Labour Award, the China Quality Award, and the 2008 Beijing Olympic Special Honour Award, to name just a few. It's been recognized as an official China brand name product and China famous brand product. When Chinese President Hu Jintao inspected the construction site of the Bird's Nest Olympic Stadium, he carefully inspected the steel samples made by Wuyang Steel. President Hu thought well of them. Cao Gangchuan, the former vice chairman of the Chinese Military Commission and Minister of Chinese National Defense, spoke highly of the contribution made by Wuyang Steel. The chairman of HBIS, Wang Yifeng, encouraged Wuyang Steel to maintain its leading position in heavy plate production. The steel plate used at the Bird's Nest Stadium embodied Wuyang Steel's spirit of glory and pride. The 110mm Q460E Z35 high-strength steel plate for building structures developed by Wuyang Steel has filled a gap in the world market. It's this type of plate that made it possible to build the Bird's Nest Stadium with Chinese-made iron and steel. Now let's welcome expert Ho Zhaoxin to give us an introduction. The steel grade is Q460E Z35. 460 here means the yield strength of the steel. 460 is twice the strength of ordinary steel. It was developed and manufactured by Wuyang Iron and Steel Company Limited. This steel is a new type of steel which has been developed and manufactured in China. It must be high-strength steel, and it must be resistant to twisting and deformation. Yes, the number 3 terminal at Beijing Capital International Airport, which has been honored as part of the new image of China, incorporates more than 10,000 tons of steel plate made by Wuyang Steel. Let me give you an example. Firstly, we should erect the large steel columns, and in China, the steel of the large columns could only be produced by Wuyang Steel. I thought that other mills could produce it too, but for this thickness and material requirements, only Wuyang Steel could produce it. Can they supply that large an amount? We asked Wuyang Steel to ensure supplies. Steel made by the company has been widely used in many landmark buildings. To name just a few, the world's highest tower, the Guangzhou New TV Tower, Shenzhen's highest building, Ping An International Financial Center, Beijing's highest building, China World Trade Center, the Beijing-based news center of Phoenix TV in Hong Kong, Tianjin's landmark building, the Tianjin Tower, Liaoning's showpiece ultra-high-rise building, Dalian Wujing Plaza, Suzhou's new landmark, the Gate of the Orient, Shanghai World Expo and its supporting projects, Zhengzhou Railway Station, Wuchang Railway Station, Marina Bay Sands, Singapore, and many more. Steel plate for bridge construction made by Wuyang Steel can be found in more than 50 bridges around the world. A typical building application on America's west coast, the San Francisco Oakland Bay Bridge, used 53,000 tons of Wuyang-made steel. A 709 series weather-resistant steel plate was developed in China and meets American standards. The world's longest span cable-stayed bridge, the Suzhou to Nantong Yangtze River Bridge, the world's largest arch bridge, Chongqing Chao-Tianmen Bridge, the world's longest combined bridge, Zhangzhou Yellow River Bridge, the Century Rainbow, Shanghai Lupu Bridge. All of these famous constructions utilize Wuyang-made steel in their key parts, including steel web box beams, bridge arches and arch supports. In addition, the world's longest bay bridge, the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge, which links the 3 places, employs 4-meter steel plate made by Wuyang Steel. Wuyang Steel has also provided strong support for China's oil and gas exploitation, including offshore and deep-sea exploration. D36Z35 marine steel plate, developed by Wuyang Steel, has been used to make jackets for semi-submersible type platforms in China's first world-class deep-sea project, the Liwan 31 gas field, 1,500 meters off the coast of the South China Sea. This marked a milestone in the development of China's localization of steel plate used in key projects. The thickest A514 grade Q gear rack plate, developed by Wuyang, reaches 215 millimeters. This type of plate can meet the need for China-made gear rack plate and semicircular plate used in self-elevating platform construction. The marine plate made by Wuyang Steel has also been used to construct the main hull, drill floor, pile shoe and pile of the Li Shui platform in the East China Sea, the Weizhou platform in the South China Sea, and Suizhong platform in the Bohai Sea. The key parts of a wide variety of marine equipment also employs Wuyang-made steel. For example, the world's largest and highest technical content ultra-deep-water drill ship, Dalian Pioneer, and the world's largest hoisting ship, Blue Whale, with a maximum tonnage of 7,500 tons. The steel plate for engineering machinery developed by Wuyang Steel has made great contributions to the localization of the steel plate used in national high-tech equipment. The company's self-developed 390mm ultra-thick alloy plate has also been used in the manufacture of the world's largest die-forging hydrostatic machine, with a capacity of 80,000 tons. It has thus greatly accelerated the development of China-made large aircraft and other high-tech aviation products. The 900-ton crawler crane, the largest of its kind in Asia, the 7.9 by 13.6 metre ball mill, the widest diameter in the world, and the 75 cubic metre electric dipper, the biggest on the planet, have all utilised Wuyang-made steel. The Cross River tunnel equipment, the tunnel boring machine which uses German technology and is made in China, is made of Wuyang-made steel. It costs 100 million RMB per unit. In more than 90 harbours in 49 countries or regions, Wuyang-made steel has been used to make bridge cranes and floating cranes and other harbour-based mechanical equipment. In China's outer space projects, such as the Shenzhou 5 and Shenzhou 9 manned spacecraft and Chang'e 1 moon probe, Wuyang-made steel was used to make the launchers. Wuyang-made boiler steel plate has its own intellectual property protection. Mass production of this type of plate can definitely take the place of imported varieties in the future. To meet the demand for high-end heavy plate, the thickness of Wuyang's boiler steel manifold plate has been expanded to 230 millimeters. Wuyang steel has also been used for the manufacture of petrochemical equipment. For instance, hydrochrome molybdenum steel has been used to build the Sinopec Zhujiang Company's hydrogeneration reactor and the Sinopec Changling Company's thermal high-pressure separator. The thickest plate measures 256 millimeters and weighs 60 tons. The thickest anti-hydrogen sulfide corrosion plate measures 200 millimeters. It was used in the construction of Sinopec's Puguan gas field, Turkmenistan gas field, and by the Sinopec Qingdao Petrochemical Company Limited, Jinmen Petroleum and Chemical, and CNPC Xinjiang Dushanji Petrochemical Company. The high-impact toughness plate, which can resist ultra-low temperatures from -40 to -196 Celsius, has been widely used in the manufacture of large, low-temperature storage tanks, and can be used in the construction of many different types of coal chemical projects. For example, coal-to-hydrogen projects, coal-to-methanol projects, and coal-to-liquid CTL projects. The development of this type of plate has fundamentally broken the foreign monopoly in this field. Wuyang's blast furnace jacket plate has been used in the construction of the 5,500 cubic meter furnace at the world's largest steel company, Shogan Jingtang Steel, and of other furnaces for POSCO South Korea, Bao Steel, Anshan Steel, and the Shagan Group of China. Wuyang-made steel has also been widely used in the construction of hydroelectric projects and wind power projects. The Three Gorges project, the world's largest water control project, utilizes 120,000 tons of Wuyang-made steel, which accounts for up to 80% of the total steel used. All 24 gate locks of the Three Gorges two-way permanent ship locks are made of Wuyang steel. Shiluozhu hydropower plant in Sichuan, China's second-largest power plant, Longtan hydropower plant in Guangxi, and a large pumped storage plant in Jiangsu use Wuyang-made WDB 620 steel plate for their penstock, as well as WSD 690E steel plate. These two types of plate can fully replace imported plate, and more importantly, have been developed entirely by Wuyang Steel. Wuyang steel plate for wind power generation has been used in the construction of major wind power projects in Chefeng, Inner Mongolia, Qingdao and Shandong province. In addition, the company takes every opportunity to go into the international market, notably the British North Sea project and Denmark's coastal project. Wuyang steel plate is also employed in nuclear projects. Wuyang Steel is the only single steel producer that can produce plate steel suitable for building the nuclear island and regular island. This technology set the trend for plate steel manufacture for China's nuclear power plants. The company's series of nuclear project-oriented steel plate filled a gap in the market. The plate is widely used in many nuclear power plants in Sanmen, Zhejiang Province, Ling'ao, Qinsang City and Fuqing, Fujian Province. In the international market, Wuyang-made steel is honored as the main representative of Chinese heavy plate. Wuyang Steel, German Dillinger Huet, French Arcelor, Japanese JFE and Nippon Steel are the top 5 heavy plate producers internationally. Wuyang Steel has established solid cooperation with world-renowned engineering machinery giants such as Caterpillar and Volvo. There are over 30 series of plate products exported to more than 20 developed countries and regions in Europe, North America and Asia. Exported plate totals up to 200,000 tons each year. As the years go by, Woyang Steel continuously brings forth new products and makes new contributions. Upholding the banner of developing as a time-honored and harmonious steelmaker, Woyang Steel was, is, and will always be consumer-centered, focusing on developing high-end steel plate. With the goal of maintaining its leading role in developing heavy plate, Woyang Steel sets out on its new journey. Accompanied by the sound of the footsteps of the great rejuvenation of the Chinese nation, and following the path of the steel powerhouse of the Hebei Iron and Steel Group, Woyang Steel, China's first heavy plate production and research base, will forge a new legend in the history of China's steel industry.